Now, we can also find the mean and the median on our calculator. The mode is something that we usually just find by hand. So, and we don't usually ask for it too often. So we can use our calculator to find the other two. And I want to show you how to do that. So you have the steps here. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is enter your data. So we've done this once before when we did the histograms, but let's review it again here. So to enter your data, you hit that stat button first. And then you're going to make sure you're on edit. Now, if you have a standard calculator, you're just using your enter button to select. If you have a touch screen, you can just touch edit. And I'm going to clear my list because this has old data in it. So I can highlight L1. If you have a standard calculator, again, you can use these up and down keys. And then you want to hit the clear button. Don't hit delete. It'll delete the whole thing. Hit clear and then enter, and it will give you a fresh typing space. So I'm going to enter the data that we just had. Wasn't too many data points. So we'll do the original 20 that we had. So we had 6 20s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we had 4 21s. So I'm just entering a data point, hitting enter each time. And you can see how many data points I have. I have 20 there. It's always a good idea to just check to make sure you didn't make mistakes. I know I make mistakes all the time when I'm typing my data in if I'm going too fast. So if you are getting an answer and it doesn't look right, or you're noticing you're a little bit off compared to what the answer is supposed to be, it could be that you just typed one of your data points in wrong. So go back and check. Now, once my data is in there, now what I'm going to do is hit that stat button right here again. But this time I'm going to go over to calc. So again, if you have that standard calculator, you can use those up and down, right and left keys to move over to calc. If you have the app, you're just going to hit that calc button right here. And what you want to select is the first one, 1 bar stats. It means one variable statistics. Okay, so we're using one variable here, not two. We have one data set, not 2 data sets. Again, if you have a regular calculator, you hit the enter button as you scroll into 1 bar stats. Here I just have a touch screen. And if I hit enter, it will use list 1. So it defaults to list 1 automatically. I don't have to do anything with the parentheses here. I can just hit enter and it will calculate it. If you want to type your list in, then what you can do, you can see them in yellow on my app. So I hit the second key and then I could hit 1 for L1 and then hit enter and it will calculate. So this feature is nice because you may not always have your data in L1. So you could enter your data in L2 and then just make sure you type in L2 there so the calculator knows which data set to use. And then you can see you have X bar there. That X bar is your mean. Now your calculator will not distinguish between X bar and mu. So they don't do the 2 notations. So if you have population data, so for instance, if we're assuming that this is all the ages of the students in that class and that one particular class is a population, then we should be using mu here, right? So if our population is just that one class, then this would really be mu equals 23.75. But your calculator won't distinguish for mean if it's population or sample data. So you may have to change the symbol there if you need to. But it's right there under X bar. And then over on the right, you see MED. That is your median. So they're both calculated right there for you. So once you enter your data, and you hit 1 bar stats, you can get those 2 values very, very quickly. Now, the one last thing I'm going to show you, so for your mode is not there. So they don't give you a mode here. They give you a lot of cool things that we're going to talk about, but not the mode. You can also see the sample size there, and it's 20. So you have 20 data points. But you can find the mode pretty easily by sorting your data. So if it's not already sorted, what you can do is you still go back and make sure your data is in there, right? So you've entered your data and this one is sorted, so it's not going to help too much here, but you enter your data and then what you do is you go back and press stat, edit. Oh, sorry, stat. Make sure you're under edit, which I already am. And then see how it says sort A. If you hit sort A, and then type in your list. So I'm going to use L1. So I'm going to hit second and then 1, close my parenthesis and hit enter. It will sort my data for me. And then when you go back to view your data, it will all be in order. So that will make it easier for you to do your mode. So see my list 2 data, it's all out of order, right? So watch, I'm going to hit stat. I'm going to hit sort A. Now this time I want L2, so I'm going to hit second 2, and then I hit enter, and it just says done. So I go back to my data, you're going to see now that second list is in order. So that's really helpful as well when we're trying to do frequency tables or histograms, or just, find the mode to have it already pre-sorted for us.